What is the spiritual significance of Navratri? Navratri has spiritual, social, and economical significance. Of course, it's a celebration. It's a celebration when all of us get together beyond our social barriers, beyond and breaking our economic barriers. How is it economically useful for us? This is the time when artisans make small, tiny toys made of mud. We are also environmentally friendly. This is one of the festivals where we keep this Golu. Golu is traditionally celebrated for every Navratri. It's a 9 steps created out of either a metal stand or a wooden stand. On each step is one evolution of a human consciousness, which is physically identified in various forms, from plants and trees to various forms of animals to rishis and sages to enlightened beings, and finally to the divine feminine consciousness, our cosmic mother, Devi Parashakti. It is during this time that the artisans who make these toys look forward to, because this is the time when they can create wealth for themselves. This is the social significance. Spiritual significance are multifaceted, especially during Navratri. Navratri, we all know that Devi kills Mahishasura, the devil, the demon, and that is celebrated as Navratri. But why 9 days? Why can't it be just one day? Like Mahashivratri is such a huge festival celebrated for Lord Shiva. Why can't we just have one day? Why 9 days? Was Devi that not ready or not able or not capable of killing a normal demon like Mahishasura in just one day? Isn't she supposed to be more powerful than him? Isn't she, after all, the cosmic mother, the divine mother, who could have just burnt him to death just looking through her third eye? Yes, she could have done that. It would have been very simple and very easy for her. But by living this exemplary life of doing extreme tapas, and through that tapas, continuously trying, all the 9 days she tries various ways to kill him, and finally she succeeds. So this entire story of her life during this time is a story which has a model for all human beings. It means try again till you succeed. There is nothing like failure. There is nothing called failure. It is just you keep trying, keep your goal focused, and keep trying various ways to make it successful. Devi, through her example of living this, of fighting this war for 9 days, she has shown a path to us, the path of perseverance, a path of not giving up ever. I remember once asking my Guru, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Shri Nityananda Parameshwar, why he has to go through all this persecution, the abuse. If I was an enlightened being, I would probably just retire to the Himalayas and live peacefully rather than being trolled, being misunderstood, being abused, being ridiculed. I would say, oh, I don't need this. I can just go live happily in the Himalayas. Why do I have to live this? Why do I have to be here? But that is me. But Swamiji being Swamiji, being an incarnation, he said, I have to show by living an exemplary life that nothing of this affects me, nothing of this impacts my inner space. Only when I'm able to live and show will people have the courage to be able to live and try to live the enlightened lifestyle. Enlightened lifestyle means living and facing everyday life, every obstacle, every problem, any persecutions, abuses, without it impacting our inner space, without feeling hurt, without feeling anger, without feeling a lower self-image, without feeling victimized, without any of these. Living from the space of completion and making decisions even in these atmospheres, even during this tough times, making decisions with clarity, with no low self-esteem, without pain, without suffering, and continuing to live life without any judgment. This I have learned being in the Adinam for the last 10 years by seeing how Swamiji handles each situation. So I'm able to actually understand how much Devi has sacrificed, has done tyaga of her time, of her effort, of everything of hers to spend these 9 days in killing Mahishasura, so we as human beings understand, realize that we can win over everything and anything if there is perseverance and tapas. That is why in my previous video I was telling, Devi is the embodiment of sacrifice. Devi is the embodiment of tyaga. During these 9 days, as we contemplate more and more of the spiritual significance of this festival, it is not just celebrating the divine feminism, it is a way about that, it's a step about that. It is healing the pain inside you. It is an opportunity to heal the suffering inside you. It's an opportunity to entangle with the Divine Mother, Devi Parashakti, and soak in her bliss, in her joy, and heal our inner space of pain, hurt, suffering, and start living as she was able to do, handle the situations without pain, suffering, conflicts, rage, anger, low self-esteem, any of these. Giving up our ego, having no idea of who we are. Living life without ego, living life without pain, living life without suffering is the first step we all can take this Navratri. This Navratri is not only for us women, it is for all genders. It is for all genders to celebrate the feminism inside of them. Swamiji, my Guru, His Divine Holiness says, inside every man there is a percentage of feminism. Inside every woman there is a percentage of masculinism. So it is not, we are not completely feminine as we believe, nor are they completely masculine as they believe. This Navratri, let's join hands and celebrate each other's feminism, the feminine qualities. There's so many beautiful feminine qualities. There are so many beautiful feminine qualities from which we can learn. There is a quality of extreme tyaga of Devi Parashakti. When she kills Mahishasura, we all celebrate the victory of good over evil. Let's take this Navratri as a time to overcome our own demons inside of us. The demons inside of us are our pain, our suffering, our anger, our suffocation, our feeling of low inner image, our low self-esteem, which are the demons. This Navratri, take time to heal yourself. Take time, and I really recommend that each and every one of us maintain the Navratri fast for 9 days. And each day, contemplate more and more deeper into the spiritual understandings of the story of Navratri, of what Devi is trying to teach us. Feast our soul in the bliss of Devi. Feast ourselves in the ultimate care that only the Cosmic Mother can give us. The Navratri that we celebrate has a very specific understanding, has a lot of depth into it. The Golu, how it is kept, the 9 steps of Golu, as I explained before, each step reminds us again and again the evolution of a soul from plants, trees, animals, human beings, then to a rishi, to a little higher enlightened soul, which is the rishis, then the avatars, gods, and then of course the Cosmic Mother whom we are celebrating, whom we are offering our deepest gratitude for, showing us how to explore our divinity. And each step, we should go deeper inside of us and dig deep into our divinity. And let's release our demons of anger, pity, victimization, and low self-esteem. Completion is the only solution for this. I have explained quite elaborately about completion in my early videos, of which I will be providing the link below. Even irritation is a demon inside of us. Even feeling sadness is a demon inside of us. Anything that makes you withdraw from life or makes you step back from life is the demon inside of us. It is taking away our innocence, it is taking away our joy of living life joyfully. This Navratri, let us be conscious of each and every moment of the 9 days. From the time we wake up to the time we sleep, let us only focus about our inner space. This Navratri, fasting should be a joy. Fasting for your divinity. Fasting to, erase all your demons should be a goal. I would elaborate more about Navratri on the significance of each day of Navratri in my next videos. Thank you for watching. Please share, subscribe and like the video. Nityananda.